Suzanne's Paparazzi Jewelry, 24/7 shopping available. 160920 is the code. Show her some love, like she showed us.
Hello and welcome to Wednesday Night Sports Minute. I am hosting Big B as usual. I am joined by my sidekick, my partner in crime, Mr. Crispy Bacon. How you doing?
Not too bad. Sports going on. A lot of sports going on, and here to talk about it.
All right. And then down below us, we got Big Game James. How you doing, James?
I'm good. How's everybody? I'm just happy to be here. Happy to get on, talk about the topics we have.
Yep. And joining us late like normal, Mr. Dr. Alcorn. How you doing?
I'm good. I was texting a friend earlier today. It's like, work is good. Hopefully nothing stupid happens. And, I spoke too soon. 20 minutes later, well, something happened. But, yeah, I'm just happy to be here and can't wait to see why y'all call me Dr. Alcorn. I can't wait to destroy y'all every sports day.
Well, gotta be a doctor something. So. All right. Let's start with yesterday's All-Star festivities. James, what did you think of the All-Star game?
I caught the ninth inning of it, but looks like all the fun stuff happened after I got home. Mookie Betts singled and brought home a run in the bottom of the first, and then Goldsmith had a home run, made it 2-0. Walker homered, and then your twin Byron Buxton homered as well. I heard they were mammoth shots, and that was basically the only scoring. I was hoping we would have at least a grand slam or something. I think there's only been one by Fred Lynn in '83 by when he was a California Angel, and I really wanted to see a grand slam or something notable. It just felt like there was nothing notable about the All-Star game, honestly, yesterday. Maybe that's me. I don't know.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. John, what did you think of the All-Star game yesterday?
I think James is right. I think to a certain extent, we're so used to talking about, baseball is popular or football is popular to the point where we see a watered-down thing. Obviously, it's better than the Pro Bowl because the Pro Bowl you can't freaking tackle it. It's freaking flag football. But you're kind of trying to change the recipe over time to something that's already been really good. And sometimes success can be a great thing, but it can get into their head, and I feel like that's the case just a little bit. Like, if it's working out, whatever you're doing, why bother to change that, if I'm being brutally honest?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I know they added if it was a tie, it was going to end in a home run contest, which would have been cool to see. So,
honestly, I would want a showdown just to see who gets tired first or who makes that one mistake on that one pitch that cost everything.
Chris, what did you think of the All-Star game? I know we were on deck during the game, so what do you think?
I mean, it was a good All-Star game. They did a lot of in-game interviews.
I thought that was really cool.
Stuff and all that. And I know Pro Bowl, has done that too a little bit. But I thought it was good, and maybe they should do that for most of the regular game.
Nah, they can't do that during the regular games. It's part of the All-Star game.
Well, maybe not that in depth, but
yeah, I get what you're saying, but I think that's an All-Star thing.
Yeah.
So James, with the second half of the season started, what are you looking for your Angels to do?
Continue to lose. The way that they've been going, honestly. There's no sense of urgency. I just wonder what the trade deadline will bring. Actually, there's no way that they're buyers. They're going to be sellers again. The thing is, will Mike Trout waive his no trade clause, and then will Shohei Ohtani get dealt if the Angels get a great offer out there? So that's the two things I'm looking forward to. Not even the games, just what's going to happen before the trade deadline.
All right, John, I know you're new to the baseball scene. You picked the Padres as your team. What do you think the Padres are going to do the second half of the season?
I would love it to be a miracle, and I still love our Padres. It's my first season, but eh, outside of what happened last year with not getting a trade to the player that went to the Dodgers, because saying the Dodgers makes me want to throw up. That failed, I guess, things you're trying to do and injuries has been a big issue. And I said when the season started that we had to get to that hot start, a consistent start with the Tatis injury. Then he gets injured, then he comes back. So I guess we'll just have to see what happens. But hopefully they don't get impatient and they start panicking and doing what Michael Scott did in the office. Oh my gosh, it's happening, and start freaking out and doing stupid things.
Okay, so Chris, I know we talked a little bit yesterday. Remind us, what do you want your Rangers to do besides win?
I guess if you're gonna be in, trade talks, just get the right player, the right piece. I don't know who that would be, but I don't know. Just be smart with the signings.
Yeah, no doubt. Same with the Twins. I think they need a lot of pitching, a lot of relief help. So, and just start playing more consistent baseball right now for the Twins. They're so inconsistent. I don't know how they're staying in first right now. So, um, let's talk about the big news. Juan Soto turned down a massive deal with the Nationals. Me and Chris talked about it yesterday on deck. So I want to get you guys' opinion. John, where do you think he's going to go?
Honestly, I don't know, but I think him declining that contract was what 13,400 plus. This is not a knock on him, but he is about just trying to get the rings, trying to solidify. Like, can I finally get to the World Series and win it? But I do apologize. I think on my end, I'm having some echo issues.
Yeah, I think we all are. So, yeah. So apologize for all the echoing if we were getting it. James, how about you? What do you think Soto's going to end up?
Well, it certainly won't be the Nationals after this contract. Maybe after this year. Again, the Nationals have to find the right trade for it. That could be the Mets, Yankees, Dodgers. Right now, it seems like the Mets would have maybe the best deal, but from a division foe, I don't think the Nationals would do that unless they get a great package of prospects and whatever else. The bad thing about that Big B I saw was that the Nationals, after Soto turned down that extension, they didn't send him a flight, to LA. Usually the teams do that, and I know his agent Scott Boras was pissed about that. I think he even took the plane that the Braves players flew in on to get to LA. I think Monday morning around 1:30 a.m. So it's just funny how that all went. You hear all these stories about how players get to the All-Star game. Sometimes a team sends them a charter or a private plane or something, or they have to get there themselves. So this doesn't look good on the Nationals, and I think the Mets would do that, but I'll tell you, if a team made the move right now, the Padres really do need an outfielder, and I'd be amazed if they got that done, because they do have still a good pipeline of prospects there, but it's so much money later on, and it's such a risk to do it. But if you're trying to beat the Dodgers in your division or in the playoffs, you might want to have to make that move, but you sacrifice your future, and the Padres have done that before. So maybe the Padres, but maybe the Mets as well.
Yeah, it'd be interesting to see where he ends up. I think the Mariners were a hot team. The Mets are definitely a hot team. If I'm the Nationals and I trade them inside the division, it's going to have to be a gigantic package.
Mm-hmm.
Anything to the American League, I'd probably take the best offer over there. But if it's in the National League or even in my division, I'm gonna want something huge for them.
It's always the Yankees, you know.
Yeah, Yankees, I don't think are going to be in play. I don't think they got the assets, and they definitely don't have the money. If they want to sign Judd and all their guys, so it'll be interesting to see the next few weeks what happens.
Yeah.
So, just reading some stuff here. Kind of touch on the NBA. It looks like Harden's going to stay with the Sixers.
Really?
Yeah, 2-year deal, 68. $68.6 million deal. So, James, what do you think of that deal? You kind of said really. So,
Well, I remember yesterday I read a story about Harden saying he'd be willing to take less to stay.
yep.
And that was the first time I ever heard him say that, honestly. And I know for us, 2 years, 68 million sounds like a lot. But when you think about it, it really isn't. He's only making what, 35, I don't know, 33, excuse me. So, I'm sorry, 34 there. After tax, before tax. But he obviously could get much more, but he wants to win. Now, the thing is, you have Embiid there who, basically criticized him for not being young enough again to be the old Harden after their playoff exit. So I'm wondering how that relationship is going to be now that Harden is staying there and with the other pieces they have. Again, when it comes playoff time, they got to show up. And it seems like the Sixers never do. So at least for 2 more years, they're keeping the band together. And then the pressure's on Doc Rivers, of course, to make this all work. So, it's a good, it's a good deal for the team and a good deal for Harden. So he gets to prove what he's worth.
Yeah, it actually is it's a 2-year deal, but the second year is a player option, so he has a chance to opt out. So they are saving about $13 million because he declined his $47 million offer this summer. So,
right,
John, what do you think of him staying there with the 76ers?
It's about time he swallowed his pride because I think Embiid is right to a certain extent. He can't be the old Harden. What old Harden do you want? The guy that choked in the playoffs? The guy that's never been to an NBA Finals, who failed absolutely in Brooklyn? So, hats off to him for swallowing his pride. I'll give him that. But that's pretty much it. I'm me being nice about James Harden. This team's championship window is closed. You tried it with Jimmy Butler. You tried it with drafting Simmons. He sat out a year after being drafted out of LSU. You tried it with Harden last year. It clearly didn't work. This championship window is closed, and you're just delaying the inevitable at this point. Great. You probably get to the second, potentially third round, and then you'll choke. Y'all are not going to beat the Bucks to get to the finals. I'm sorry, but no one on that team is better than Giannis because of health and availability. So I think it's great that he signed that player option. But the fact is, at the end of the day, Harden's been past his prime. His prime is just like Damian Lillard. You score a lot, but never make it to the finals.
All right. Chris, what about you?
What was it?
Harden's re-signing with the Sixers for 2 years, $68 million, but has an option after the next season.
I think he's going to stay as long as he can. He does want to win, and ever since his days with Oklahoma, I think he's been kind of down more than up. So.
Yeah, I think if he keeps on taking these lesser deals so they can build around him. Now it's in the Sixers' hands to build around him. They got the money now, so we'll see where that goes. But props to him for taking less to want to stay there. So we'll see where we go from there. A couple news in the NFL. Reports are stating that Kyle Rudolph, tight end, is going to be joining the Buccaneers soon to replace Gronkowski. So, James, what's that do for the Bucs?
Well, it just found the replacement with Rob Gronkowski. The thing is, Zach. Kyle Rudolph. He's kind of declined over the years. Big B, you had him at his youngest and at his best, of course. But it seems like he's with the Giants last year, and he had one touchdown. One touchdown, 26 in 2019 with the Vikings. That was his most, and then 2017 was 8. It just seems like he'll never be as good as he was. So I guess it's a good insurance package. I did want to see Gronk come back one more year, though. I really did. I think this will close that door for me.
Yeah, I think Gronk's done. John, how about you? What do you think about Kyle Rudolph going to the Bucks?
This really exceeds me for the echo. In the famous words of DJ Khaled, just another one. You're pretty much adding stacks on stacks on stacks. You're pretty much just getting depth at this point. I think, yes, he had a great story, but now you have OJ Howard. You have Cameron Brate. You're just pretty much adding depth. And I'm surprised Gronk didn't come back. Maybe Gronk was going to go to Miami. Excuse me. Maybe Gronk was going to go to Miami when Tom Brady was supposed to, but that didn't happen. So now Gronkowski is officially retired. It's just adds depth at this point. Marcus Mariota, no. Jameis Winston, no. Baker Mayfield, no. He didn't wake up feeling dangerous when he plays. Baker Mayfield's not going to wake up feeling dangerous when he plays Tom Brady. It just adds depth. I mean, it doesn't help. It doesn't hurt him, but it just adds more weapons to the roster.
How about you, Chris? What do you think of Rudolph possibly going to the Buccaneers?
I mean, Kyle Rudolph's a good player. He was good. He was with the Vikings, if I remember right. I know he was really good. Gronk, I think he's done. I mean, he's done as a player. I think he'll either come back as a broadcaster. He did that for a little bit in his first retirement. But I could see him maybe going back to broadcasting or maybe a tight ends coach. But I mean, as a player, I think he's done.
I don't know what Gronk's going to do because I know he toyed around with the WWE when he first retired. So
yeah,
we'll see what happens there. We'll see how Brady uses them and how the Bucks use them. So good for him. Hopefully he gets that playoff experience in. Other news out of the NFL, the Niners give okay to Garoppolo to go out and seek a trade. So Chris, where do you think Garoppolo could end up?
I heard speculation today on local radio where a lot of they're thinking that maybe New York Giants. I mean, maybe something to where Daniel Jones is traded out or swapped or something. I don't know, but maybe New York Giants.
Okay, James.
That's where I'm thinking. There's not a lot of teams that would really take him and start him. I could see just a bench role, someone that will fit his system. I would even think about it. You know how Mitchell Trubisky went to Buffalo last year, and he was just a solid backup, just in case something happened to Allen. I'd probably do that again if you didn't have to give up much if you're Buffalo. So I would say Buffalo.
John, how about you? Where do you, Jimmy G's going to go?
The unemployment line. No, I'm just kidding. I think the difference between him and Baker, obviously, is we know Jimmy Garoppolo is not a starter. We know he's not the guy anymore. That's been that case for a very long time. So wherever he goes, it's going to be a backup role. Why not go to Buffalo? I mean, my gosh, get a guy that, he obviously won't play any games, but can help mentor Josh Allen, not in terms of how to throw the football, because that'd be stupid. Just to certain things to do, and I guess what not to do off the field during the playoffs when it's right before a Super Bowl. I mean, I think Buffalo, to be honest, is the best option. Look at the seven teams that need a mentorship. Patrick Mahomes won a Super Bowl. The Bucks won a Super Bowl. Carolina got Baker Mayfield. So honestly, I agree. I think James has said that. I say Buffalo is probably the best option at this point. I mean, why not learn from them and keep them on? Do what you did with Matt Barkley for a while.
Okay. No, I like that, but I can see Pittsburgh possibly if you want to learn or have a guy to learn. I mean, you got the rookie
But they
quarterback
just
coming
paid
in.
Mitchell Trubisky $5 to $10 plus million.
Oh, that's right. That's where Trubisky went. That's right.
Mhm.
That's where Trubisky went. You're right. I forgot about that. Yeah, the Giants. Maybe
The Washington Commanders.
maybe the
You
Browns
got
if Watson finally gets suspended.
Well, I heard
Yeah,
that, but then I heard a rumor that the
Cam.
Browns may sign Cam Newton.
Yep, I heard that
So
one too.
I think if Cam Newton gets signed, that could determine where potentially Garoppolo goes
Yeah.
if he does go at all.
Yeah. All right. Still in the NFL. Just reading some sad news off the bat here. Former Pittsburgh Steelers receiver Charles Johnson passed away yesterday at the age of 50. So I want to send our condolences out to the fans and family and the organizations he played for. I don't see there was a report yet on what happened.
Yeah, it's
So
undetermined on
yeah.
that.
So and then tonight was the ESPN ESPYs. Anybody get to watch them at all?
No.
No.
All right.
No, it had work.
All right, so let's see here. Steph Curry presented today. Let's see. There was a list here. Best female athlete was swimmer Katie Ledecky.
Ledecky.
Yep.
Like that.
The best female athlete, I think, was Kerr. Where was it?
I know the best women's was Oklahoma. What was her name? Jocelyn Ayo.
Okay.
She was awesome. Remember for the Oklahoma Sooners softball team.
Oh, best athlete male sports was Oatani. So
Yeah,
definitely can't argue that one. I don't think. I mean, the finalists was Curry, Rogers, and Connor McDavid from. So. And then Oatani also won Best MLB Player over Bryce Harper and Judd. So, let's see here. What other awards do we have here? Best Championship Performance, LA Rams. I think we can all agree on that one.
Sure.
And then other ones that they had announced, the Pat Tillman Award for Service was Gretchen Evans. Muhammad Ali Sports Humanitarian Award went to Albert Pujols. The Billie Jean King Youth Leadership Award went to a few people. Can't even pronounce half of them, so I'm not even going to try, but congratulations to them. Let's see. Best college athlete men's sports was Bryce Young, Alabama football. Best college athlete for the women was
The Oklahoma player.
Yep. Oh yeah, that's right. That's the one James brought up.
she was awesome.
Oh yeah, she was. Best MMA fighter was Charlie Olivier. Best NBA basketball player Steph Curry, which probably could be debated. I mean, Curry did do what he did to lead them to the NBA Finals. So, Candace Parker.
Yeah.
Go ahead, James.
I was gonna say the best comeback athlete I really liked and was Klay Thompson of the Warriors.
Okay.
You know, he hasn't played since what 2019 Finals. And everybody wondered if he would be the same again. And he just went out and showed he still has it through the horrible injury he had. So I'm really happy for that, for Clay. And then you were mentioning the best WNBA player was
Candace Parker.
Candace Parker with Chicago. You know, bringing the championship to Chicago and with her milestones going on. I don't think she'll retire. I think next year she probably will. So hopefully I'll get to see her play on her farewell tour.
Okay. Best athlete, male golfer, Justin Thompson. Male golfer was Nelly Cora. Best male tennis player, Rafael Nadal. Best women's was Emma Raducanu. Sorry if I butcher those names. Best boxer, Tyson Fury. Best NASCAR driver, Kyle Larson. Best game, which I would agree this was a good game. Kansas City Chiefs defeated Buffalo Bills in overtime. I think a lot of us were really going nuts at the end of that game.
Oh yeah.
So you left too much time left.
Yep, too much time.
You need to 23 seconds. What it was?
Yep, and then I'll wrap it up with the best WWE moment, which is wrestling for you guys that don't know. Cody Rhodes returning to WWE at WrestleMania.
And then Kyle Troop won Best Bowler. Which is
Yeah, okay. Do we bowl? I don't know. But shout
And
out
then
to
the
him.
Jimmy V Award was Dick Vitale, and he gave a great speech. I'm going to watch that later. No, he's been going
Dick
through.
Vitale always gives good speaches. I mean,
Yeah.
he always gives good.
He's been going through a lot of health issues lately, and he started the basketball season last year, and then he couldn't finish. I'm hoping he lives long.
Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt. We definitely hope he does. Excuse me. Chris, do you got that little list of MLB prices that you put up? Can you pull that up quick?
I can get it real quick, yeah.
So Chris posted this list of 2022 MLB prices. James, you being in Anaheim, I want to see if you agree with your side, because I definitely do not agree with the Twins prices. So this must be older information. So once Chris gets it pulled up here.
Give me a little bit.
This could be the thing I saw on my break on Facebook earlier this morning. Where it had like parking.
Yeah.
Oh, I saw. Yeah. See, the thing is, for the Dodgers, it only had parking at like what, $10, $13, $15. It's $30 for non-reserve.
Yeah, this is the average prices though.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So I mean, I can tell you, the Twins price is $32 for a ticket. Beer is $5. Soda for $2. Hot dog for $4, and then parking for $10.
Beer is $5.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's like $7, $8, but that's what their average price here. So I want to know where they got them from, because everywhere is the same beer price. So
No way.
and then the pop's like $5, and the hot dog's like $7 or $8.
Right.
And then parking, I don't know, because we take the light rail in, and it costs us $4 a person. So
for the Angels, $10 parking. Beers usually between 13 and 15. And then what else? The tickets usually average around 25 to 35, depending where you sit, of course. And the tickets go lower as the season goes on too. Yeah.
So right now, they got Anaheim at $32, beer $4.50, pop $5.75, hot dog at $6, and parking at $10.
Okay, the Angel Dog is like $6.50 or $7. Soda, I rarely get it. I think it's $7 as well. What was the other thing you mentioned?
Soda $5.75 and the beer $4.50.
I wish it was. Man, they should charge less for the teams we see out there. Man, it sucks.
Well, if you're a Boston Red Sox fan, I mean, they're saying the average ticket price is $61.
Yeah.
beer $9.50, soda $5.50, hot dog $6, and parking $23.
And
Wow.
because of the ticket prices, because the only the Fenway only holds what 36 or
Yeah, something like
38,000.
that. Yeah.
So every ticket has to go up.
Yeah, so for a family of four to go there, just to get in the door and get all that is $325.
Yeah, I
No
believe
way.
that.
Yeah, and you said the Dodgers. Yeah, the Dodgers average ticket price is 50, $6.75 for a beer, $6.50 for pop, hot dog, $6.75, and parking $12. Yeah, that's
Yeah. I heard reserved is 25 and non-reserved is 30 at the gate for parking at Dodger Stadium.
well. Let's compare the
Park in San Diego is like 40 and 30, which is crazy to me.
okay. Let's compare the two New York teams. So the Yankees to get in the door, average ticket price is $61. For the
I
Mets,
believe that.
$28.
Yeah.
Beer at Yankee Stadium 6. At the Mets, it's 12. Yankees soda prices is $3, and at the Mets it's $5.75. Hot dog at Yankee Stadium is $3, and at with the Mets it's $6.70. And then the park is $26 for the Yankees and $20 for the Mets.
God, who
So
came
how's
up
it going,
with
Chrissy?
charging
How
for
you
parking?
doing?
All right. Hold
Yeah,
on.
it's weird.
My God.
Let me share this.
Yeah, go ahead and share it. I mean,
I don't
even
know
if
if you
you
can read it.
Man, for the Pirates, I think it could be like $5 or less. $2 hot dog night, $1 hot dog
well,
night.
Chrissy, we just read your Boston prices. Oh yeah, we can't read that. Thank you though, Chris. I got it here. So
Just if, okay.
yeah, no, thank you for trying to share it though.
Yeah.
I can read it
Chrissy,
there.
Can you read it?
Yeah. So Arizona looks like has the cheapest for 126 for a total of 4.
Yeah.
I believe they're parking hot dog for $2 though.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know about that.
I don't know that. But let's take the two Chicago teams. So the
Oh, yeah.
Cubs is $56. White Sox $34 to get in. Beer prices are about the same. $10 a piece. Yeah, Chrissy, we know we have an echo problem. We don't know who it's coming from. So we're sorry about that. The Chicago Cubs soda prices is $5.99. White Sox is
6.
Hot dogs for Cubs is $6.49. $5 I think it was for the White Sox, and then parking was about $3 difference, 26 and 23.
Yeah, and I know at the I almost said Kaminsky too, but at what was that Guaranteed Rate Field? I know parking is pretty wide there, but Wrigley it's pretty scarce.
Yeah.
Then you have the Rangers with $37 for tickets.
Okay.
Yep, 37, 8 for a beer, $6.50 for a pop. Now that's more like Twins prices right there with the $8 beer.
You got to pay that infield in
Yeah.
Texas.
Yeah. But yeah, for a family of four to go places, I mean Boston, I mean, you know, granted, if we're traveling to go somewhere, I mean, I am going to pay a little bit more to go watch a game because who knows if I'll go back there. But
I tell you what, the best team for the best value would be the Rays because they're the only winning ball club in the bottom. You know what? 1, 2, 3. What? 1, 2, 3, 4,
oh
5,
yeah,
6, 7, 8. You know, you put Cleveland and Minnesota and San Diego in that too. But it looks like for the Rays, you get a lot for. I mean, for you don't have to deal with weather inside. You can sit wherever you want, pretty much, and they have winning ball clubs.
no, I still disagree with the price. I know where they got I mean, they're right, but I don't recall different prices for different things. Typically, when you go to a ball game, all the vendors are the same price,
Yeah.
so.
And there's no way the Angels beer is 450 average. It's 12 or 14 or 15. 'Cause I was just there, a couple of weeks ago.
I was gonna say you were just there, so.
Or Monday. Or no, wait. Saturday. Friday. Yeah. I needed. Luckily I tailgated, so I had all the beer for free. But I was so happy I didn't spend any money in the stadium,
Yeah.
so I avoided all of this. My ticket was free. Concessions outside. I took Uber there, so it all worked out.
Yeah. So I don't know if you guys saw, but last week our guy Callan got to announce in the Major League game at Anaheim. He posted a video. If you
Mhm.
guys haven't seen it, reach out to one of us. We'll get you in contact with Callan, and he can send you the video, or go on YouTube
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think he
and
also
look it
put it
out
on
there.
his
So,
social media.
big props to him. I know he's still living it down, or not living it down, or doesn't feel it's for real. So,
Right.
yeah.
I regret not
James,
going.
yeah, no, trust me. If I told him, and I'm not a flyer, but if I was to fly, I had the day off. I could have flown down there and met up with him. I would have definitely done it. You know. So, no, big props to him still. So, James, you got anything you want to toss out there? I know you just got off of work. Football season coming around. What's
Well,
on
yeah,
your mind, James?
definitely. Uh, Always looking forward to the ratings of players, Madden or in reality, and to have Devontae Adams as the highest rated wide receiver in the game. That feels pretty good. I don't. I don't ever remember the Raiders ever having that. As long as ratings have been around. You know,
Boss, maybe.
yeah. But that didn't work
Yeah,
out.
we did cover some of the awards for the ESPYS.
That
Thank
didn't
you for
work
the
out.
reminder. Yeah.
When the Raiders had Jerry Rice, he was older. Tim
Yeah.
Brown was always out and in.
Yeah.
But that feels good going into the season. That you have a target like that, and then the first preseason game will be pretty soon against Jacksonville in Canton, Ohio. So
An Hall of Fame game.
yeah, I can't wait for that. And then
Yeah, that's gonna
I'll
be
be there
fun.
opening day in LA, so that's going to be a lot of fun.
Ooh, you are going. Okay.
Yeah.
So, since we're on the subject of the NFL, what's your outlook for the Raiders?
Uh, I keep telling myself, hey, add another game because there's 17, 17 regular season games played. My hope is 12-5, 13-4, but the defense has to come through, and Chandler Jones has to be that guy. If Max Crosby is going to get doubled, the secondary is going to have to step up really big. Denzel Perryman with that linebacking corps has to do well. And then that offensive line, as young as it is, they did pretty well last year. I thought they would do worse. I thought Carr was going to get sacked more than he did, honestly. But to have all those weapons in the air feels good. You get Adams, you get Waller, Renfro on third down, and more of the tight ends as well. The thing is with Josh Jacobs, and this is his free agent year. He always tends to get hurt. So you're going to have Kenyon Drake playing. You're going to have the others, that have been drafted. I know one got hurt for the year, and I was expecting big things out of them. But, I'm just hoping Josh Jacobs has a healthy year. I know it's hard for a running back, but I'm hoping 12-5, 13-4 the best. Still have to get past Kansas City. Chargers they've done big things in the offseason. Denver getting Russell Wilson instantly puts them in the mix. And they have a young team and a great defense as well. That whole, like I mentioned before, I think that whole AFC division, that could all be on prime time against
Yep.
one another, and it's just going to be fun. And then the fact that they're going to be playing the NFC West as well. So, those teams go against the world champion Rams, Seahawks, Cardinals, 49ers. That should be a lot of fun with the West Coast represented right there during the season. So I'm hoping, of course, for the playoffs again. But damn, I want to win it all. I've been through so much with this team, on the field, off the field, moving to another city, speculation that they could play somewhere else. It got to be so much. And then to finally have a stadium, finally for their own, making the moves that they did. I only won a Super Bowl. And I want that all the time, but now the expectations are there. And I just can't wait for that. Since the Angels are kind of, wetting the bed and being themselves, I really have nothing else to look forward to except the Raiders season coming up.
I
Okay.
mean, on paper, you have Carr and Adams who played together in college.
Mm-hmm.
And from what I'm hearing, it's been a good chemistry there, good connection. But that's all on paper.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and then the new
exactly.
coach coming in, Josh McDaniels. We got to see if he's mature enough now to run his own team.
I
The
hope
new
so.
GM coming,
That was
the
bad
Patriot
news.
coaches as well. New England West in a way in Las Vegas. That's going to be interesting. I know they always scouted well. They always drafted well. So the hope is, hey, that some of that will come to the Raiders. I know that whole Tuck rule thing happened, and that was a long time ago, but um, now it's the present and the future we have to worry about, not the past. Let's just get rid of the past.
Why does Josh McDaniels like the AFC West? It's like his second team.
Oh yeah, because he was a Bronco coach, and that was only
Yeah.
a couple of years. But
I
Tebow,
I really think that division is going to be tough. I think it's going to be a fun watch division. I think they're going to beat up on everybody. Chris, how about your Cowboys? What are you expecting? I know we got morning tailgate coming up soon. A few
Yeah.
weeks we'll give our predictions, but right
nice.
now, what are you looking at?
Hopefully, Dak can be a little better. At least make it to the next round of the playoffs would be nice. Uh, one step at a time kind of thing. Uh, Zeke, I hope he can improve a little bit. Use Pollard more. Use Pollard and Zeke
Mm-hmm.
as a 1-2, back. Because, yeah, Zeke's going to be your number one, but you need to give him rest as well, and I think Pollard will be good to fill in that role.
Yeah.
You drafted him for a reason, and I think that was the reason. Although they're using him in receiver too, so
Mm-hmm.
I'm not quite sure why, but I mean, just a little improvement will be nice.
Yeah, Vikings are starting pretty much from scratch with the whole regime from owners or from GM down to coaching. Brought in what's his face from the
Kevin
Rams.
Stefanski.
Yeah,
Their OC.
yeah, brought in him. Uh, the defense, I think, got younger. I think they focused a lot on that. So I think the Vikes are going to have a first good part of the year. I think it's going to be wonder what happens in the second half. Kind of like what I think with the Packers. I think the Packers are going to have a strong second half, and I think the first half is going to be iffy for them because they got to find out who's going to replace Devontae. So
Yeah.
but again, keep watching out because we are going to have a morning tailgate prediction show. Also, we're going to have our annual coast to coast fantasy draft, possibly on a Tuesday. I think we're looking at, but
Is coming Tuesday?
no.
Oh, okay.
We're still working out the details, but
Okay.
yeah, definitely keep watching out for that. But somebody posted in one of our chats a proposal for an NFL division realignment.
Um,
Yeah. So
Huh.
the AFC here. So some teams are moving conferences and divisions. So what do you guys think of this first? AFC East: Buffalo, New York Giants, the New York Jets, and the Patriots. So by looking at the division, they're trying to get travel in there. So the AFC Central, you got the Bengals, the Browns, the Colts, and the Titans. The AFC South would be the pretty much the Miami teams, except for Carolina. So you got the Bucks, the Dolphins, the Jags, and Carolina. AFC West, you would have the Broncos, the Cardinals, the Chiefs, and the Raiders. So far, what do you guys think of the AFC and how it would stack up that way, James?
I don't like it just because of the Raiders situation. You wouldn't be playing the Chargers, so right away that realignment for me wouldn't work. Now I
Okay.
understand, hey, the territories and the other places, I can see that. Uh, I can see that maybe in another COVID year, but hopefully we'll never have that again.
Yeah.
I can see it.
I don't
No,
like the
I
East.
don't
I
like
don't
it.
like putting the Giants and Jets together. I don't
I
like
don't
that.
mind that though. I don't mind that.
Well, here's what you could do. I mean, you know, it's sounding good, but I say get rid of the conferences.
Ooh.
If you're doing it
Get,
by true region, then
so
get
get
rid
rid of
of
the AFC and NFC?
yeah, and
Oh.
just have it east, north, south, west.
So have 8 teams in each conference or each division?
Yeah,
Oh, that's kind of interesting.
because it sounds like it's going really truly based by region or close to it.
Yeah. Oh. Tim's chiming in, one of our co-hosts on Morning Tailgate. He thinks they're going to start losing division rivalries, which you probably are. So
Yeah.
let's go to the NFC side of it. So NFC East, this one really got to me, I think. So you got Washington, the Eagles, Baltimore, and Pittsburgh. And then the NFC Central would be the same. The Lions, the Packers, the Bears, and the the Vikings. The South, you would have the Cowboys, the Falcons, the Saints, and the Texans. And then the West, you would have the Chargers, the Rams, the Niners, and Seahawks.
Mm,
I know, yeah, that's kind of it's like,
you could put like Seahawks and Rams in either west or south,
yeah,
or just create a southwest. I don't know, but
yeah, but move, like Tim said, you're gonna lose.
rivalries.
I mean, Chrissy, I get it sounds confusing. I mean, but geographically, it makes sense. But like Tim said, you're gonna lose the rivalry. You're gonna lose the Philly Eagle rivalry, the
Yeah,
Washington Dallas rivalry. Yeah, you got Pittsburgh and Baltimore going in the same division, but you lose the Bengals and Browns rivalry with them
and
guys.
like for Dallas,
You
you have
know, like
Houston,
like
but
James said, you lose the Charger rivalry.
Mhm.
So I see why it makes sense, but again, yeah, I hope they don't go to it. I didn't
makes more
like it.
sense
Thought
than
I'd
what
bring
the
it up, see what
college
you
is
guys
doing.
thought of it. So kind of like the old MLB system. Yeah, Tim, you're right. It's kind of like how the MLB used to be set up. So, Chris, you got anything you want to toss out there quick that you thought that we might have missed?
Um, this whole realignment thing kind of reminds me of college a little bit, and I know that's just a few weeks, but what do you guys think about all of that going on? Texas, Oklahoma, you got USC and
I think
UCLA in a couple years.
I think I said this before. I think in 10 years, we're just going to see a big old four big divisions, north, south, east, and west, or something like that. Maybe some money's involved and they call it the Pizza Hut division and, something like
I,
that. But
I've always thought to have the
Chick-fil-A.
I always thought have the even the independent, but have each conference winner in a tournament.
well,
Like
I've been
say
saying
the
that for
12
years. Get
teams.
rid of the stupid playoff system and each big power conference, you put the top team in the playoffs. I don't know why they're not doing that. I mean,
or have the Power Five and the Big Five in the
well,
tournament,
yeah, you can. I
and then
mean,
you
I
have
think
their
there's what
winners.
10 power conference schools, or maybe
Well,
five.
in total, there's 11 conferences.
Yeah,
10
but what are the power five?
Big 10,
Big
Big
Ten,
12
Yeah, so
have
yeah,
SEC, Big
so
12.
you take the power five and you take the five second seeds, or you take all 11 conferences and you take the division winners, and then if you
That's
need a
what I'm
wild
saying.
card team, yeah.
Yeah,
So yeah, I've been saying that for years, but I think now we're moving into an era where I think in 10 years we're just going to have north, south, east, and west, and top
Yeah,
four teams in each one will be in a playoff, and then who knows, you know,
yeah. Quickly
college is
for me, I don't like it. You
yeah.
I'm
know,
not big on it
You got
either.
you guys remember that scene in what was it, basketball, the movie Basketball, where they were playing, they're shooting baskets, doing baseball rules, a comedy.
I've never seen it, but I
Okay.
heard.
Yeah. So it's kind of like, or was it dodgeball? Well, anyways, it sounds like one of those where they're gonna have a big old board to be like, well, this team here can win their conference, but then it needs these two teams to lose to get into the playoffs. It sounds like they're just gonna have a big old gigantic board
Yeah.
with all these conferences and stuff on there. So
And I'm not big on committees either. It's like, oh, this team has a losing record, but good news, they're in the tournament.
yeah,
Yeah, quickly on. I was talking with Casey King, of course, who's a big fan of all of ours, and moving USC and UCLA, he's not liking that. To the Big Ten because
I don't get that move at all. I did not understand it.
it's just strictly on football. And then you have to realize all those schools are going to have to play somewhere in the Midwest, in
Yep.
November. That's something USC and UCLA is not ready for.
Yep.
I mean, it's cold in Washington and Oregon, but it's not, Ohio, Wisconsin, Iowa, Michigan cold. And
Yeah, no,
it's going to be
I don't
interesting
get that move.
when those two move there 2 years and have to adjust to their game.
Yep.
That's going to be the interesting part. And then what other teams? I heard Big 12 was trying to work with. I think
Pac-12, but
the
Yeah, the Big
Pac-12
Ten.
was trying to
Yep.
work with the Big 12, but that didn't work. So
Yep.
I agree with you, Big B. I think there's just going to be probably four big conferences, and everybody else gets hung out to dry.
And I don't
And
understand why Notre Dame is still not in a conference.
they're
they
still
want to they
working.
want to stay independent as long as possible. But I think with all these moves, they're bound to go like they do for basketball. They find a conference to slide into, like ACC. I know they've done that before.
I
Uh,
mean, they need,
I think
that's
they'll
the
move
team
there.
that needs to come to the Big Ten.
I was
I
thinking the
think
same thing. Yeah.
Irish need to come to the Big Ten, and I don't know why we haven't done it yet.
I thought ACC since they do
ACC
it in
wouldn't be bad
basketball.
either,
Well,
but
they were part of ACC in the COVID year.
yeah, Tim's chiming in exactly what James has said. They want to keep the control over things,
Yeah,
and I totally get that. I mean, but
But it also depends on what NBC wants to do.
yeah,
yeah.
and the thing is they get, what is it? They got to get 7 or 8 victories, and they could be in the playoff
I
picture
think
or
it's
something like
seven,
that.
6 or 7.
Yeah, something like that. So they get an automatic bid, and I don't know. I don't know. I don't like that. So
I don't like that rule. Hey, you got 7 wins. Congratulations.
yeah,
You may have a losing record, but you're in.
yep, exactly. So. Well, with that being said, boys, I think we can wrap it up unless somebody's got a quick topic we can rattle off here. I don't have anything, James.
Just quickly on the MLB standings, with both Centrals as close as they are, and then you got the NL East. I think those are going to be three divisions to look forward to since, the other divisions are pretty much taken care of already,
Yep.
unless, the Yankees, the Astros or the Dodgers, somehow, implode. But the wild cards are still up and free, and it's a reason why there's three, so other fan bases can feel like they're in it. So mine won't be, of course, but San Diego down here is in the wild card. They're trying to hold on. They're not trying to repeat last summer where they just fell out of it. And the interesting thing will be seeing how the Mets, if they fall out of the wild card, or will the Braves take over? Got the Phillies in that mix as well. It's going to be an interesting MLB second half.
Yeah, so you bring up a good point. So we got, of course, the Yankees are just running away with that one right now. It's their
I think you
division to
might as
lose. You got the Twins, two up on Cleveland, three up on the White Sox, which is going to be a battle from
Yeah.
here on out, I think. Houston's 9 up on Seattle. So in the American League right now, the division winners are the Twins, Yankees, and Houston. The wild card would be Tampa, Seattle, and Toronto. Boston's 2 out. Cleveland's 2.5 out. And actually, Baltimore is actually 3.5 out. So
Yeah. I'm happy
Baltimore
for their
stays hot.
success.
Yeah.
Here's a question: do you think the division winners will stay division winners this entire, or not the entire?
Yankees, no doubt, are going to stay division winners unless they have a super fall. Astros, I can see sticking around, but if Seattle stays hot, I mean that could be scary.
I mean, they're doing what they're supposed to do.
Yeah.
The Mariners.
I will be surprised if I'll be surprised if we're talking mid-August before the trade deadline or trade deadline. I say I'll be surprised if Minnesota's still in first place mid-August.
Yeah.
I think they're so inconsistent right now. Unless they start making moves, I don't see them holding on.
Get that pitching bullpen.
Yeah. So you got the Mets 2.5 up on the Braves, Phillies 8.5 back, Milwaukee and the Cardinals are battling. Yeah, they're battling right there.
Yeah.
They're half a game apart, and then the Dodgers are 10 up on the Padres. So that wild card race, you got the Braves and San Diego controlling it, and the Phillies and the Cardinals are kind of tied right now, a 0.001 percentage point away. So, in that case, I see the Mets. I mean, they're getting DeGrom back, so that's like getting a new player to them. So I can see them holding on, but again, I can see them also faltering too. So,
and they're never afraid to make a move at the deadline. The Mets. We'll see if they need anything else. Maybe some more offensive help. You never know.
All right. Tim Hendricks wants to give a shout out to Sweet Lou Whitaker. So what happened?
Still not in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah. Okay.
Maybe should be. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, maybe there'll be some Hall of Fame debates here sooner than later. So, all right, guys. With that being said, James, why don't we go around and give us some final thoughts here?
And thank you for having me on tonight. I always find this to be like good therapy to come on, and instead of talking to myself, I'm talking to other people who listen for once. So again, thank you for having me on, y'all.
No, that's what we're here for. So, Chris B. Bacon, what's going on with CTC and your final thoughts?
Yeah, tomorrow we got Creeping It Real, the paranormal show, and we also have Ohio Valley Wrestling, OVW. And then of course a lot of great shows coming up, and morning tailgate coming up soon, and covering the NFL.
Yep, we're definitely gonna have morning tailgate. We're shooting penciled in right now for August 14th, middle of the preseason. Get our predictions in, and then after that, we'll be on weekly. Again, we're talking about having our coast to coast annual draft, which, like I said, penciled in right now for a Tuesday. But keep checking us out. Chris will keep posting things on our Facebook page. Also, check us out on Amazon Fire Stick. And with that being said, guys, this is Big B, Crispy Bacon, James. Thank you for John for jumping on. We'll check you all next week on Morning Tailgate. Have a good night.